Computer Basics, Keyboarding.
You're back at the perfect time. The Children's Museum has offered me an incredible opportunity. They've asked me to write an experiment for kids to try at home. It obviously needs to be typed since it's going to be on display in the museum. Yikes! Typing looks as difficult as my dissertation on the chemical luminescence of deep water river fish in Bolivia. Good thing you're here to help me type.
The keyboard is a computer input device that you use all the time. It lets you type letters and numbers. Since entering and manipulating text is at the core of almost every type of software, it's important to know how to use the keyboard correctly and efficiently. Keyboards usually have 6 rows of keys. There are letter keys, number keys, punctuation keys, control keys, and function keys. The letters fall into 3 rows. The home row is in the middle, the upper row is on top, and the lower row is on the bottom. Above the upper row of letters is the row of number keys, and above that is usually a row of function keys. Below the lower row of letters is a row of control keys. This row also holds the space bar. As you're typing, your fingers rest on the home row. On most keyboards, the F and J keys have a small bump or line on them. These are called the touch keys, and they are the places you rest the index finger of each hand. The bumps let you know without looking if your hands are in the right location on the keyboard. Your other fingers rest on the additional home row keys, like this. You try. Rest your fingers on the home row keys. Type an F with your left index finger, and then a J with your right index finger. Now type these characters in the home row in this order. To type characters in the upper and lower rows, move your fingers to the upper and lower rows of keys this way, diagonally up and diagonally down, to the left and to the right. Press the spacebar with your thumb. Type these words using the upper and home rows. Use your index fingers to type the reach keys. Be sure to bring your fingers back to the home row after typing each letter. Now type these words and punctuation using all 3 letter rows. Type a space between each word. Be sure to bring your fingers back to the home row after typing each letter. The keys in all rows that sit between the 2 touch keys are called reach keys. Use your index fingers to type the reach keys. Type the T, G, and B keys with your left index finger, and type the Y, H, and N keys with your right index finger. Type these letters with your left index finger. Type these letters with your right index finger. Practice typing these words with the reach keys. Type a space between each word.
This brings me right back to when I typed my dissertation. Not only did my fingers hurt, but my back was killing me.
Posture is also important for typing. Sit up straight and keep your back against the back of the chair. Place your feet flat on the floor, rest your elbows on the arms of your chair, and keep your wrists straight as you type. Also, get up and stretch every 15 minutes or so if you have to type for a long time, to give your body and eyes a chance to rest. Which of these shows good hand and body position for typing? The Shift key is used for capital letters, punctuation, and symbols. To use it, hold it down while you press another key. A letter key with a Shift will type a capital letter. A number or punctuation key with Shift will type whatever symbol is on top. Always press the Shift key with whatever pinky is on the opposite side of the keyboard from the key you need to type. Type these words with capital letters and punctuation. Be sure to use the Shift key on the opposite side of the keyboard of the key you need to type. Backspace key, the Enter key, and the Tab key should be pressed with your pinkies. No matter what, your fingers always come back to rest on the home row keys. Practice using the Enter or Return key with your pinky finger. Type these words, one per line. Use your pinky finger to press Enter or Return after each one. If you need to type a lot of capital letters in a row, you can use the Caps Lock key. Pressing the Caps Lock key once turns it on, which means all letters you type will be capital. Pressing it again turns it off, which means the letters you type will be lowercase, unless you use the Shift key. Usually, a light on the Caps Lock key, or somewhere else on the keyboard, turns on when the Caps Lock is active. Type this sentence in all capital letters. Turn the caps lock on before you begin and off after you have finished.
I visited Mount Hudson in 1991, shortly after the explosion. Wow, ash was sent 300 meters from the mountain, and you could smell sulfur for miles. Yuck! Miles and miles of rotten eggs.
There are two sets of number keys on the keyboard. One set is above the top row of letters. These work best when you're typing numbers mixed with letters. Just like letters, you type the numbers on the left with your left hand, and the numbers on the right with your right hand. Let's practice using numbers with letters. Type these sentences. Now practice these sentences with numbers and symbols. One of the goals of good typing is to do it quickly, without looking at your fingers. Another goal of good typing is to do it accurately. Both are important. As you type, try to increase your speed without increasing the number of mistakes. If you start making more mistakes, practice typing at a slower speed until you can type accurately, and then increase your speed gradually. Use all the skills you learned to add this text to the end of the experiment for Dr. Zinger. Focus on typing as accurately as you can while building your speed.
Even though the food coloring is optional, students will want to use it in this recipe. It makes the explosion look just like the Mount Kilauea lava flows of 1997. Boy, was that an explosion or what?
Practice using the top number row with letters by adding food coloring to the ingredients list. Now use Caps Lock to add a warning message in all capital letters. Don't forget to turn it off when you have finished. Let's type this final paragraph using all the typing skills you have learned.
This looks great! Thanks for your help. Once I find my dissertation in this mess, I'll have to get you to help retype it. Oh, here it is. It's only 300 pages long.